Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Survival Challenge. We're just heading back down to the shop. I chopped a lot more trees this morning. I've taken about 15 down, so we had enough to get our seeder and some seed and fertilizer. We're going to go down there now and grab that. We're going to plough up our ground. We have to... yeah, basically just keep surviving, like getting some more cash. Can we go this way? Yep. Getting some more cash. We've got to, in the next few months, like we've got to do some more trees just to get ourselves a harvester. We probably will need a roller after this as well. I'm not sure if we're going to get the seed into the ground today, but we definitely will break ground on the seed. But we got ourselves a lizard. It's the most basic one. 3 meters wide. No PTO. It just runs off the wheels. So this tractor shouldn't have any dramas. Once we can afford it, we can upgrade this tractor to 80 or 100 horsepower. That will make a huge difference for us. Yeah, it seems to be towing it okay. That's the main thing. I think our land starts just at the tip of this driveway, about where that sign is, I'd say. Otherwise we could clear a few more trees here and make some more access. These stones do make it hard. I wouldn't mind making, if we buy land to the left of us, it'd be cool to try and make a little track through. But that's just something that we're going to have to deal with. I'm just wondering if we should ring up and try and get this tractor scrapped. I have no idea. Cool to get that one scrapped. And then there's a water cart over here I noticed when I was messing around chopping up some little trees. We took down heaps of little trees from in here. It's looking a little bit more bare. But I was just throwing 3 or 4 of those little tiny trees on every load to clear them out. And I think my measuring stick should be just here. I'm going to move that onto the asphalt, just so we don't lose that, because that has been very helpful. I might plonk this just over here beside the trees, and what my thoughts are is I'll go to an aerial shot in a minute and I'll have a look, but for now I'm thinking about just coming along here. I mean, eventually we'll probably go all the way across to here. We just don't have the machinery or the harvester to do it. So for now, it's probably just going to be probably half of this. Probably from like here, that tree, across to here as far as we can without hitting stumps. And we might not go right to this edge. We might come in a little bit so we can put a road and access way through, so we're not driving on the crops. It's going to be a pretty decent size field for the equipment we have. But in normal terms, like if we had a bit bigger harvester, or a bit bigger seeder, or a better plough, you'd be probably running a fair bit bigger than that. So turn crate fields on. Sort of thinking if we start out this way, I want to try and get it as straight as we can, if possible. And probably come out to about there so we can have a roadway. Let's cross our fingers and see where we go. Try and keep it straightish. Like I said, we can always extend this field later. It's not going to be a permanent field. We may make bigger ones. We may put some more over this side. We may branch off and go up there. I'm thinking we just go as far as that truck. It's probably about there. He's not gonna be a simple or a fast task, unfortunately. That truck's gonna be in our way because I come up here, isn't it? Try and get as close as we can. It's about as good as we got. Probably try and squeeze another row in on the inside there. But for now, we'll just get our box, a rough outline. I think that's going to be a pretty decent sized field for our first field. I think we need to get maybe some greenhouses or some chickens just to help us with some cash flow rolling over every day. I know it's not going to make us rich, but it's going to keep us eating, and it's going to keep us being able to help afford to buy machinery, fuel, maintenance, seed, fertilizer, those sorts of things. Luckily, this seeder has will do the first fertilization stage, so that gives us a couple of days before we have to try and get ourselves a fertilizer spreader. And if we can't, at least the first batch is done, if that makes sense. Yeah, we're just going to be going up and down, clearing this out, and then I'd say we'll pop back at you when we're getting closer to being done. I'll bring that down now, can't we? I'll probably spend a couple of minutes trying to get these edges a bit more square. I'm sort of thinking we should just go all the way across, but then I'm like, that could be something that we're doing while we're waiting for the crops to grow. I think it's just important to get the crops in the ground for now. And yeah, it looks probably more than I'll show the grids on the map. That's pretty much half. Close enough for now. So we've got this land all down here, so we can do another field here, another one over here, maybe one up through here. If we clear that out, we could go like a separate field all the way up, or we could do heaps of things. So bring a field across here, up here, go down. Probably get a few fields on here. I'm still not too keen on this one because you don't have all of this access. So as a survival standpoint, that's probably not a wise choice to go to next. This one's about the same. I'm probably going to go this one because we clear these trees out, and we got a lot. And that's what I'm thinking. If we leave an edge around our map, we can always put in more trees along the lines all the way around, or in between our fields, and get the trees growing back again as well. So that is the plan. All right, I'm going to get this into a time lapse, and we'll get this sorted out. Welcome back. Well, I pressed the wrong button and didn't get a time lapse properly, so apologies. But just at the end, I went to restart it, and I'm like, it hasn't been recording. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, this field is way bigger than our equipment is built for. So we've made it now, so we'll probably do the first harvest in it, but the next one maybe we'll make it a bit longer and just split it in half. It's just going to take a long time to seed, a long time to roll. The shop has come up to pick up that tractor's gone. They said they'd give us $1,000 for both, so once they come and pick that up, we'll have an extra $1,000, not each, but for both. So as much as I'd like them as farmyard decorations, I think they're best to go, and we can probably, by then we would have destroyed our own machinery. We can prop that up on rocks and pedestals to look at it. It's like this tractor. We'll probably never get rid of this tractor off this farm. We'll retire here. Maybe it'll just tow around a water cart or carry hay bales for the animals. It's going to be here forever. Our implements, on the other hand, this is definitely going as soon as we have enough horsepower to run something bigger. It works well, but it's just too small. And that seeder, that'll go because we'll have to have something else that can work better as well. So what I'm thinking, this nice little clearing in here can be where we store our implements. We don't really have to worry about people stealing. I've only seen a few people walking some trails, and I don't think anyone's going to come here and carry out my cultivator. So it should be good. What are we looking for? What should we do? Oat or soybeans? Let's do soybeans if we can. They tend to get a bit better money and they don't have a swath. We're not going to be able to pick up anything. Maybe by the time it's ready we'll have something, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So that gets lowered. And we're running. I think we're going to use more seed. More fertilizer. We'll have to go back and get seed and fertilizer. I think it's going to... I don't think we've got enough to do this whole field. Only holds 200 litres of seed and 400 litres of fertilizer, so... Maybe we'll see if we get 3/4 of the way through and we're empty. Okay, well next run we'll just do a 3/4 field. That would have missed some there, wouldn't it? Hopefully they'll come back and get that soon, and then by the time we need to finish our field, we can run back over that area if we missed a patch. But I think it's going to be a good field. It should yield well if we look after it. Seasons are turned off, obviously. We've got it on medium mode, but if we keep making huge money like we have been off the trees, I think I'll turn it on to hard mode. Otherwise, we're going to have $30,000 soon enough, and it'll be too easy-ish. So, I don't want the series to drag out. I want it to be productive and like moving forward every episode, but I don't want to have 100 grand in 10 episodes and just go, ooh, we've got all the gear that we need now. So, yeah. Shit, I might take this front loader off and we could just watch that inside wheel on the lip, and might be cool doing that from that view for a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. This is working well. It just doesn't look like it's getting... I see that bit there. Looks like it stopped on the inside of the wheel. But up there it's all the way to the edge of the wheel, so we'll just have to overlap them a little bit for now. Is it something to do with the ground? That seems to be working now. Alright, let's see if we get a time lapse to work this time. So we're on the last run. We have 7 litres left. 7 litres or 6 litres of seed. I think we're going to make it. Only a fertilizer, but the seed is sketchy. I don't know if we're going to make it. We've only got 3, 2, oh no, we're going to have to go to the shop just to get the last little part done. 1, no! Oh no! Okay, let's get back to the shop. Oh, the track's over here. Still not used to it. That's crazy. If we didn't have to overlap so much because of this cedar, I think we probably would have made it. Just it was having little miss spots everywhere, so I had to overlap like a quarter of the cedar, so we're only probably getting 2 meters coverage every time. Yeah, I don't think I would have used heaps, but it's just 1 litre. Dang it. If I didn't make that field, that last 3 metre width wide, we would have been fine. The cedar open, so yeah, we've still got over half of the fertiliser. It's crazy though, why wouldn't you make it so the cedar had more seed? or even just a matching amount. Oh, that's not good for it. Yeah, so the fertilizer holds double. It's a weird one. But I suppose it is only meant for small fields, so this isn't exactly huge, but it's probably bigger than what this is meant for. I don't know, if we do more logging, I don't know if I really want to buy that sawmill or if we put in our own sort of smaller style one. I don't know. I have downloaded a farm dairy mod, which is like a sea container dairy. It's nice and slow, and it takes up no room. It's about 10 grand, so once we start getting some cattle in, we could definitely use that for something. How crazy is that, hey? We had to come all the way down. I should have just probably brought that up on the trailer. That would be a wise choice next time, is to bring our seed and fertilizer up for the trailer. It's a mad whoopie there. If you hit that hard enough, you'd probably get a bit of a bounce out of it. Look, not even... I'll go past it a little bit, because I know the fertilizer was still coming out, the seed just wasn't. Come up here and double check, make sure that it's all covered for soybean. There we go, so let's check the map. Make sure we're all sorted. Yep, that's a full field of soybean. Full field of needs rolling. I think I can turn them on and off, can we? There we can, there we go. That looks like it's got the darker colour. Stage 2 of fertilization, which I don't know how that's happened, but not the whole lot has, so getting fertilizer into that isn't going to be a huge issue. Turn that back on so we can see. Yeah, getting like a fertilizer spreader isn't going to be a massive issue at all, because it's got fertilizer on it. We do need to get a roller. I think there's a couple that you can get that are around $1,000, but they're only small. So we'll have to have a look at that. That thing almost blends into the terrain. Look at this cultivator hiding in its natural habitat. Alright, let's have a look for rollers. It'd be a lot easier if we could lease, but we can't, and we don't have lease to own either. It looks alright. 50 horsepower, 2.5 meters. Should we go that one? We've got enough horsepower. We're going to be nearly broke, but we could sell a few trees. I think we're going to go that one, because we're only going to have to sell that one and go up to this one. That doesn't leave us with much cash, but... Right, I'm going to head to the shop. We'll grab that, and we'll see you back up here. I just grabbed our pallets while I was down there. I figured we got a fair bit of weight on the back. Might be worthwhile to bring them up. This is it's a 4 meter wide roller. That's a pretty big roller for only needing 60 horsepower, I would think. They're probably going to be an issue being stacked on top of each other later on. We might leave the front loader here too. I really needed it. Interferes. I like them in the first person views. Sort of interferes with it a little bit, so I'm hoping they come and get that machine very soon, because we are in dire straits of some money. $1,000 will help me sleep tonight. This is a wicked roller. 15 kilometers an hour, 4 meters at a time. If only our seeder was this big and fast, we'd be laughing. need to wish that exhaust, there was an option for that exhaust to be down the side, it would be heaps better. I think moving forward we'll probably look at putting in like a little silage clamp, like a little, I think it's something for $5,000, because we do have a fair bit of grass around this area, and we could probably get a decent mower at 60 to 80 horsepower. I think that'd be something worthwhile doing. We may as well take the grass while we've got it. I probably should have done it here, but yeah, to do that straight up we would have needed a silage pit, which is $5,000. We would have needed a bucket, which is up 2,000, and then probably a mower, which is 5 to 10. So even though we spend on this $14,000, maybe 15 so far, silage clamp would have been about the same money or more. But it is what it is. That's the joys of survival. You're starting with nothing, so you sort of just got to pick your battles. This isn't going to make us money fast, the field, but hopefully by the time this is ready to go, we'll have enough money there to get ourselves a harvester, and then we can turn the field around again that same day if we've got the time. So it should be good. But I'm going to put cruise control on. I'm going to chill out here, and we're going to get this field done. They just came and picked up the truck, so we've still got over $1,000 now, which is good. That's a bit less worry. I was going to bring the field out a little bit more to the left, but there's a couple of stumps there, so we can't right now. We got it. Lift it. But it's pretty cool. As soon as you throw seed down, it just seems like those birds are back picking it out, the buggers. Pardon me. Yeah, there's lots of grass here we can mow. When we finish this, we'll have a quick look. I'm just wondering, do we sell this or the cedar, maybe? So we're not going to use the cedar now for a few months. That money from that and this could help get ourselves like a lawnmower or a silage pit or just something like that, you know what I mean? I mean, there's heaps of trees here, there's heaps of money here in the trees, but I don't want to film too much repetitiveness of just trees. And at the same time, I don't want to throw money away either. If only we had that, that would be handy. We'd get $10,000 for that if we sold it. $2,000 for that if we sold it. That's $12,000. That's like a mower. There's $2,000 there. That's 3.4 meters. That's 1.8 meters. Yeah, see, I don't know if I'd run that because we haven't got that much horsepower. That's the only pickle. That's 1,200 for 1.8. 2,000 for 2 meters. Oh, that must be a front and rear one. We can't run them anyway. We're probably gonna have to go something like that. 1.8 meters, 20 kilometers an hour, 80 horsepower. 1.8 meters, 8 kilometers an hour, 15 horsepower. So that would run on anything. Z070 Miwa. I mean, that'd be the ideal thing to get, but I think I might sleep on it because we just filled our cedar up. I would really hate to sell it. I mean, I think we can empty them things. But that thing there for 15,000, that's a ripper, 6 meters. And it would probably run on this tractor. Everything else is just too expensive or too small. 13,000 for 3 meters. May as well get that for 3.5, you know what I mean? It just needs the power to pull the wheels, to spin the diff, to spin the blades, so that would be a clever choice. Silage clamp wise, I'm pretty sure I've used some that are not that big, not that small, but they're about 5-10 grand. That's 12. That one there, decent size. We can plonk this down over here out of the way. Moving this in the center through here for now. Can't see us using this plot of land up here anytime soon, so you know we could whack it there. We would lose a little bit of grass, but that's out of the way. What's that, $8,000 we need now? And then you're looking at a bucket. 1,600 for 1,000 litres. 2,400 for, say, we'd get that for sure. What's that, about 10 grand? Everything that we've got, we can make that money now, or we can do a few loads of trees. So I might do another load of trees tonight or in the morning, because it is a lot later than I was expecting it to be already. You know, we've got enough stuff here that we could sell to start mowing first thing tomorrow with a silage pit, but I think I'll do a load of trees before I start streaming, recording. Maybe we'll do a quick time-lapse load of trees while I'm on recording, and then we'll get into doing some mowing and silage. Maybe that could keep us going, keep us funded until the seeds are fertilized and we've got a crop. And if we can get enough between that and the timber, we shouldn't have an issue getting enough money to get a harvester in time. So that's the plan for now. I'm going to have some dinner, have a shower, and hit the sack. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Keep safe and have a great day.